Hello everyone, how are you? I hope all the students are very fine. I am also very happy today, not only fine. Do you know why? Because it was so sunny weather yesterday that I thought let us go somewhere. So I told my kids कि चलो कहीं घूमने चलते हैं. And you know where we went? We went to a museum where we were able to see our ancestors. Do you know anything about our ancestors? We are also monkeys. Do you know that? Apes were our ancestors. So, my kids were very enthusiastic about the early human being. What, Mama, what is early man? Who was early man? What did he used to eat? है ना? So, out of all the curiosity, we went to the museum, archaeological museum in Delhi. I will suggest you all should also go and visit with your parents. If I will be able to make one trip from the school, we will make. Okay? And for sure, we will go there. Now, I was so excited to see all her early man's skeletons there, all early man's pictures there, and so much knowledge was there, so that I was able to understand what they used to eat, what was their life, what was their routine, and it was so thrilling also, and it was so relaxed feeling also to me. Yes, we are not early human beings. We are having proper clothes to wear. We are having woolens to wear in this season. अदरवाइज़ क्या होता था, अर्ली मैन कैसे रहता, उसके पास कपड़े नहीं थे, पत्ते पहनता था, है ना. And one major turning point that came to early man's life, do you know what was that? That was discovery of fire. Now, what changed his life after discovery of fire? Many things. And one very important point, do you know that this discovery of fire was an accidental discovery? What do you mean by an accidental discovery? Happened by chance. Okay, so what they were doing, he was just throwing one stone to kill animals because he had nothing to eat. So earlier he used to kill animals and eat them. Sometimes he used to get fruits also. So he was generally into killing the animals and eating them. Okay, so one day he was trying to kill an animal. The animal was a big one. So the animal ran out of his reach. So he threw the stone like this. Okay, so animal, he just got himself hit behind a big rock, and the rock the early man threw, it just hit that rock. So जैसे ही वो दो पत्थर आपस में टकराए ना, out of that hitting, what happened? एक चिंगारी. Wow. And that just flew into the air, and on the side some dry leaves, lot of dry leaves were there. So what happened? They got fire. Okay, so when they caught fire, early man and the animal both, because it was the first time they saw it, so they were like, lot of frightening was there. So they just hid in here and there, and after some time they felt that yes, it was giving light also, and it was giving warmth also, because it was a season of winter season na. So it was a lot of warmth also, and after some time वो अपने आप बुझ भी गई, it just blew off. So they were like relaxed, it is not that dangerous, we can also use it. So human brain to right. So what he did, so slowly and slowly he tried daily, but he was not able to make up fire. Then one day he was able to learn that when he rubbed two flint stones together, then what happened, he can make up the fire. And then human brain is like computer, so slowly and slowly he learned how to make fire, how to use fire for his protection from animals, because he observed that all the animals ran away as soon as they saw the fire. So second thing, one day by chance a piece of meat fell into the fire and he had nothing to eat else. So what he did, after the fire was put off, he just picked up that piece of meat, washed that and eat. Then what he observed, that this meat was a lot softer because it was cooked, juicy also, and it was tastier also. So by this way he learned that he should cook meat and then eat. So this way he learned cooking also. And then When he was able to make up the fire, now he also observed that in his caves, when he made the fire for cooking up, what happened? Lot of warmth was also there, which could protect him from the severe winters. And yes, it can lighten up also, because at that time there was no electricity, and all the caves, they were like very very dark at the night. And evening, like in winters, it was dark after 5:30, 5 or 5:30. They were not able to look at the time also now. So it was very very dark in the evenings. So he was frightened also of that darkness. So just to get rid of that frightening, get rid of that darkness, he used that fire. So fire was a very very important discovery. Okay. Hello, I am your past. So ready to meet your past, huh? Meet this early man. तो अगर आप भी अर्ली टाइम्स में होते तो आप भी ऐसे ही लगते. Wearing animal skin, lot of hair on the skin because there were no barbers. Barber नहीं थे ना वहाँ पे कि आपकी hair cutting कर देंगे, right? And what is he carrying? He's carrying a weapon, a tool to kill the animals because nothing to eat. Isn't he fascinating? Wow, very nice. And now let us have a look at his life. Can you see what he is doing? Huh? He is killing animals, wearing animal skin, wearing shoes made of animal skin to protect his feet, and yes, mercilessly killing animals to eat because there was nothing to eat. And when in the lower down image you can see when the fire was invented. Look, he is trying to rub the stones, and at the back side you can see how they are killing animals, and they are trying to cook that animal into this fire. And after discovery of fire, they learned that yes, this fire can protect them from severe cold because they had nothing to wear. You can see their life, you can imagine their life of darkness. They used to live in the caves with no comforts, no sofa sets to sit on, no beds. So I hope कि अभी nobody will complain to their parents, है ना? क्योंकि उनके पास टीवी और मोबाइल्स भी नहीं थे ना एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए. जैसे आजकल you are not able to live without mobile phones, right? 10 minutes भी, मम्मा I want phone, मम्मा टीवी चला दो, right? Have a look at their lives. And now, yes, now they have learned how to create fire, how to live their life with at least a little bit of comfort. तो अभी जाने इनकी लाइफ के बारे में थोड़ा सा है ना, because I know now you are also curious about them. Look at their hair in absence of barber, right? So now our chapter 11, early humans. Our chapter 11, early humans. What are we going to learn in this chapter? About food of early man, about clothing, about shelter, and how they slowly improved their quality of life. What made them improve their quality of life slowly and slowly? Life of early humans. Now, can you think of a life where there is no house to live in, no good food to eat, and no fashionable clothes to wear? We are talking here about the life of early humans. It was the beginning of human life on earth when they lived in forests and caves. That is the early man. Now, let us try to complete the following by imagining the life of early humans. So, first of all, can you think how did they communicate? Communicate means to talk with each other or to pass on their thinking about each other to each other, right? How did they communicate without phones and writing? Can you think? No letters were there, no telephones were there. Then how did they do this? Even there was no language. They learned to talk in languages also very later on with the help of their gestures. With the help of their gestures. All right. Now, second question. How did they eat without using fire? What did they eat without using fire? They just ate raw, raw यानी कि कच्चा, raw meat and vegetables, and sometimes fruits, leaves also. They used to eat raw ऐसे ही कच्चा without cooking, because they did not know how to cook and they were not aware about the fire. Now what did they wear? क्या पहनते थे according to you? बोलो. Leaves and animal skin. Leaves and animal skin. चाहे गर्मी हो, ठंड हो, any season must be there. So they used to wear only leaves and animal skins. Why? Because they did not have any other thing to wear or cover their body. Where did they sleep? Did they have their sofas? Did they have their beds? So did they have their Dunlops to sleep on? No, they did not have any of them. They slept on the floor only. They slept on rocky and sandy mountains and in the caves, and sometimes only on trees. So where did they sleep? Trees, comma, ground or caves. Right? कभी जमीन पर सो जाते थे, कभी गुफाओं में सोते थे, sometimes on the tree barks. Right? So it's clear from your answers that. Now let us understand some more facts about the life of early humans. First of all, we will discuss about food. As you can see in the picture also, early humans covered their body using leaves from plants and dependent on plants for food. Early humans used to live in groups in the jungle. Can you imagine why they used to live in the groups in the jungle? Because they were all alone and they did not have anything for their protection. Right? So they used to live in groups in the jungle. They did not know how to grow crops in the fields. Fields yani khet. And finding food was not easy. Why finding food was not easy? Can you imagine why finding food was not easy? It was difficult. Because they had to eat only fruits they get and all the animals if they can kill. Okay, animals would not come by themselves, come kill me and eat me. So they have to run after them. They had to kill the animals to eat them. Alright, they used to go from place to place in search of food. In the beginning, humans used to eat fruits or roots of the plants. सबसे पहले वो सिर्फ fruits और उनकी जड़ें, ठीक है, and sometimes their leaves, sometimes their barks. They used to eat only plant foods. But later on, they started hunting animals for food. But they could not kill large animals with bare hands. What do you mean by bare hand? Bare hand means कि बिना किसी हथियार के, यानी कि they did not have any tool in their hand to kill the animals. So slowly and slowly they started using sharp-edged stones to kill animals. ठीक है? And then these tools also helped them in protecting themselves from animal attacks. And slowly in your later classes you will also learn कि कैसे it is not only कि slowly and slowly they started to use sharp edged stones for killing animals. ये जो age है ना, stone age, ये भी एक पूरी complete age है which you will come to learn later on in your classes कि कैसे blunt stone से लेकर एक sharp edged stone तक इतना लंबा उन्होंने अपना ट्रैवल विद द टाइम कि वो इस एज तक पहुंचे कि कैसे उन्होंने एक वुडन आर्म पर अपना एक शार्प एज स्टोन आगे से जॉइन करके उसको एक स्पीयर के रूप में बनाया जिससे दे कुड किल एनिमल्स. सो इट इज अ लॉन्ग जर्नी फ्रॉम अ राउंड स्टोन, blunt ended stone to a sharp edged spear. ठीक है, जिससे they can easily kill animals. It is a long age. you are going to learn in your later classes. So now let us come back to the topic. So now, did you know early humans invented spear by tying a sharp stone with a long piece of wood? They could kill a wild animal by throwing spear from a distance. Spear in Hindi is known as a bhala, जिसको दूर से फेंक कर मारते हैं ना, आगे से पॉइंटेड होता है, so that आपको उसके बहुत पास ना भी जाना पड़े तो भी you can kill the animal, okay, or you can attack it, or you can prevent it from coming to you, coming near to you. All right. So they improved it with time by making it with bones, and later they started to make these tools with metals also, and now they are using these for cutting, digging, swing, etc. all the machine parts. Okay, so it is the journey of a round blunt stone, ठीक है, to the to today's metallic tools that we are using in our different machines also. So it is a long journey, ठीक है. So now human early man, what he used to do, he used to kill animals, and slowly he used to learn new ways to fight with animals for their protection, and to fight with animals to kill them, because they wanted to have food from them. Alright, now they used to eat raw meat as they did not know how to cook food, because till that time fire was not discovered. So they used to eat raw food, raw meat. Cooking might have discovered with some piece of meat accidentally fell into the fire, and cooked food was more and more tastier and softer than raw meat. So gradually means slowly, and slowly with time, humans learned to cook food. They started cooking their food using this fire. It also protected them from wild animals. So now we will read about discovery of fire. It means how fire's discovery came the way of. So it was a big event in the life of early humans. As I have already explained you, that discovery of fire was the biggest cause of improvement, biggest cause of betterment in the life of early man. They discovered fire by accident. They found that when two stones are rubbed vigorously. What do you mean by vigorously? Vigorously means with lot of strength and again with speed. So there occurs spark of fire. So slowly and slowly they learned, rather they find out that when two stones are rubbed vigorously with each other, they create a spark of fire which can be used to make fire. So later on they find out that dry grass catches fire while stones do not. यानी कि सूखे पत्तों में, लकड़ियों में आग लग सकती है, but पत्थरों में आग नहीं लग सकती है. So they learn to cook and use fire to cook meat and some plants. They also used fire to keep warm in winter, to light up their caves because they didn't have any electricity, right? And to scare away animals. What do you mean by scare away animals? उनको डराकर भगा देना. Alright. Now, clothing. Why do you think early humans wore clothes? Why do you cover your bodies? In order to protect themselves against heat, cold and rain. But what did they use to wear? Because they didn't have any clothes, they used animal skin, fur and leaves of the plants as clothes. Alright, so all they used to wear was animal skin and now, shelter. Shelter means the place they lived in. Early humans did not know how to build houses. They lived in forest only. So sometimes they used to live on trees only earlier, and later on when they find out the trees were not a safe place to be safe from rainy season, so later on they used to learn to live in caves. But yes, after they learned how to do agriculture, after they learned how to tame animals for their usage, then slowly they learned to make kacha houses. So they used hides and animal skins for covering the entrances of caves in winter to save themselves from the harsh winters or sometimes from rainy season also. So, improving lifestyle. Early humans lived in small groups and moved from place to place in search of food. As I've told you, no animal would come to them that kill me and eat me. So, they had to always wander from here to there in search of food. They used to hunt in groups and they did not live in settlements or villages when until they learn to grow crops. This is also very, very important in their life that when they learn to grow crops, because sometimes they might have realized that when they had eaten some fruits and thrown the seeds here and there, then after some time one plant comes there, or they might have understood how to grow plants out of the seeds, right, slowly and slowly. So they learned how to grow crops and subsequently they learned how to make mud houses. And when they started to live in mud houses, and they used to live in small groups, right? So when two or three small groups lived near each other in simple mud houses, this gave rise to small villages which were protected by mud fences. Now what do you mean by fences? Fences होती है चार किनारे जो करते हैं ना for protection. So mud fences से उस पूरे के पूरे गांव को they used to cover up. Now, slowly and slowly, gradually, they started to improve their lifestyle. But when they started to improve their lifestyle, how they started to to improve their lifestyle? Early human beings lived in small groups and moved from one place to another place in search of food, and they used to hunt in groups. Why? For protection, because many a times it happens that there were many wild animals, large wild animals that one human being could not handle, so they used to hunt in groups. Slowly and slowly, when they learned how to tame animals, slowly and slowly when they learned how to cook food and how to grow crops, so when they learn that a seed can also be grown into a plant, so slowly they started to grow crops for their food. After that, they started to live at one place, because earlier they used to go from one place to another in search of food. Now, since they had started to grow crops, so they started to live at one place. And if they wanted to live at one place, they obviously required a house. So they started to make mud houses. As you can see in the picture, they were similar to dens, because earlier they used to live in caves and dens only, right? So now they used to make a house similar to caves out of mud. And slowly, these all small groups, they started to live near to each other for the cause of protection, right? So slowly and slowly, gradually, these groups of people who started to live near each other developed into small villages or settlements. So now they started to fence their village or settlements with the mud. What do you mean by fence? You can see around the gardens also there is a lot of fencing. चार दीवारी जिसको आप कह सकते हैं for protection. Alright. So subsequently they also learned to make mud houses. This gave rise to small villages which were protected by mud fences. Now, discovery of fire led to making of baked pots and beads. What do you mean by baked pots? मिट्टी के पके हुए बर्तन. And beads, छोटे छोटे मोती जिससे वो कुकवेयर्स भी बनाते थे, ornaments बनाते थे. Ornaments are like jewelry, right? They used to decorate themselves with the use of those beads. Later on, they started to color those beads also, and they started to use twigs. Twigs are पेड़ की जो सूखी टहनियाँ होती हैं. They learned to use them for the purpose of decoration, ornaments, or jewelry, etc. All right. Now, as and when men started to live in settlements, men started to do agriculture. He started to tame animals. for the purpose of food also, and for the purpose of help also, because man uses animals in a lot of purposes. All of these things improve the quality of life of early humans. Their small but important inventions led men on the path of growth and development. Over a period of time, man became more cultured and social as we are. So we should be always thankful to early man for their little small inventions. But yes, they were so important that they led our lives as we are living today. So we are living the life which early man has gifted us. Alright, so we all should be thankful to man that we are not wearing leaves, we are not killing animals to eat food, we are not dependent on wild animals to kill and eat. So we are living a life of very comfort and very easy zone because of them only. So we should all be thankful and we should all be full of gratitude for them. All right. See you soon with the next topic. Bye everyone.